Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Phil's Corner. Welcome to the second World Cup live stream that we're doing here, watch along on the channel. Today is a fun matchup. We've got a big clash in terms of kits. Germany and Japan, two Adidas teams, two teams with very, very nice shirts. I mean, their collection of shirts. Japan probably my favourite of the tournament, and Germany's certainly up there as well. So excited to see the kits on pitch, and also we'll be doing a review, a half-time kit review of this shirt, the Japan away shirt. Now, funny story about this kit, it's not scheduled to be worn in the group stage, so hopefully Japan make it through, because then we might actually see the shirt at the World Cup. If we don't, that'll be very sad. It will be one of those shirts which doesn't make it, or doesn't make, I should say, a major tournament appearance. It does happen, of course, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. At the very least, their home shirt is also really good, and there's some similarities, of course, in terms of construction and stuff, so we'll go through that. But I hope you're well. Yeah, as always, guys, any questions as we go through, any comments, stick them in the chat. But yeah, we are still got 20 minutes to kick off, so as we get ready for the game, I'll just get my settings in order. There we go. But yeah, I hope you're well. Have you been enjoying the World Cup so far? Any kits which you've seen on pitch which maybe have changed, which your opinion, has changed about? Certainly I saw a lot of people, a lot of English fans, talking about the England home shirt. I honestly think they were close. Nike were close to something really nice. I don't really like the construction, the look of it, on the top area, the neckline. But obviously with the good result, that helps. And I think just in general, kits do look better on pitch. Of course, that is almost always the case. It's why so many people rightly say when a shirt comes out and people react to it, people like me react to it. Yeah, sometimes you do have to kind of take stock a little bit somewhat, and remember that yeah, sometimes as soon as the shirt's worn on pitch, you start to see what the brands, what the manufacturers were thinking of a bit more. Just get my scoreboard ready here. My the basic scoreboard. I'm not a regular in terms of watch-alongs and that sort of thing, so it's certainly something I'm figuring out as I go along. But if there's any feedback, guys, please do share, whether it's something you like. And again, if you're watching this live or watching it on catch up, any feedback welcome. Always trying to grow and improve the channel. Update as well from a channel perspective. Now, anyone who's been following me for a little while will know that I'm, this Friday, so a couple of days time, it's going to be a very special day. I'm going to be in Paris for the launch of Red Star's 125th anniversary shirt, which I designed as part of a competition. I can't wait. I'm going to be there, going with my wife to Paris, and we'll be at the game. I believe it's a league game, Red Star playing against Nancy. Yeah, so looking forward to that. That's very much taken up a lot of my time and energy in recent days, but excited about that. I will share, certainly on Twitter, a few things, and hopefully we'll do a bit of a roundup or a video of some sort. And excitingly, I'm hoping to bring back at least a couple of match worn shirts. So we'll see what comes of that. But yeah, that's my week ahead. Very excited about it. Just as the broadcast continues here on ITV, got an interview or feature here with Musiala. Very exciting player. Going to be interesting to see. The Germany shirt, guys, is looking great. I think I particularly like the away, but the home is also very good. Generally I'm not the biggest fan of centralised crests, broadly speaking. But what I would say, I think Germany it fits their shirt design very well. Of course, given the black central stripe, a centralised crest is a natural choice there. And I think decisions which I really like. I think the shade of gold is really nice. It's a bit kind of bronze. It would be very easy for gold details to be quite tacky, and sometimes clubs and teams go down that route. But I like the bronze shade they've used, and you can see it even here as I'm watching watching on ITV. But there's a feature here, and some of the training wear, the German training wear is there, and you can see that that nice shade. It's very much gold, but it does have, as I say, a really nice kind of tone to it. Germany typically get some good stuff from Adidas over the years, of course. Although it must be said, Adidas and Japan have also been a long partnership dating back right to the early noughties. So, but I do think, again, the German shirt is top drawer. I would expect, I believe the match details on the shirt, at least in some of the previous the games prior to the World Cup, were actually above, right at the top. So you had kind of an interesting hierarchy, an interesting totem pole, if you like, with match details. I believe it's then the Adidas logo, DFB crest, and then the number. We'll see how they go for the game today. But yeah, excited for the game. I mean, I'm not a pundit by any means, but yeah, it's going to be very interesting. Obviously, Germany go in with significant pedigree, perhaps not really going in as favoured as previous tournaments, or there doesn't seem to be as much buzz about them, and that might suit them. They are an incredible team still, and again, they've not had it all their way. But I think, I don't know. I'm not a German expert by any means, but certainly, they'll be looking to rewrite the wrong side of the Euros. I'm excited. Their team has some very exciting players. But Japan are no slouches either, and of course they had a great World Cup last time round, getting out of the group stage, and unfortunately, losing in heartbreaking circumstances for them against Belgium, I believe, wasn't it? So should be fun. I'm sort of rooting for Japan, not just because of their shirts, but they are the underdogs. But we'll see how we go. We'll see what happens. But yeah, and as I say, guys, just a small crowd of us now. It may pick up during the game, it may not. Either way, that is all good. But if you are new, if you do stumble across this from somewhere, do subscribe, do like the video as well. It really helps the channel. A small channel like my own is yeah, it really does mean a lot to have any subscribers, any amount of likes, and it really helps. JPR, good to see you, JPR. Hope you're well. I'm doing well, thank you, mate. Really excited for my trip to Paris. I'm flying out tomorrow, so I'm not going to pack tonight, but I'm excited about that. Excited for this game. Tuning briefly yesterday, thank you very much, mate, for your support. Heavyweight kit matchup, indeed. It is a huge kit matchup. I think I was saying at the top of the stream, it's probably, well, Japan are probably my favourite team in terms of home and away kit. Germany are easily in the top 5 as well. I mean, other than them, I mean, it would be mostly Adidas teams in that top 5. There are a lot of Nike shirts I really like. But yeah, that's going to be interesting. Matt with a great question here. Matt Bradbury saying, thoughts on the Belgium kit banning if you haven't covered that already. Now, I believe, Matt, I need to catch up. I saw an article today suggesting that the banning was actually related to it wasn't because of the messaging, but that I haven't verified that. So I'll be honest, I actually need to catch up today with what the latest is on that story. For those who don't know, there were some reports or suggestions. I don't remember who it was from, so I'll say suggestions. I don't know how efficient it was, but anyway, someone on Twitter basically put out the Belgium away shirt, which is quite a notable design, designed in collaboration with Tomorrowland, the festival, which has some messaging. I believe it's a starlight, the word love, both on the inside neck and I think it's on the back neck as well. Anyway, it was suggested or reported, that the shirt was banned by FIFA, or at least the love messaging. I should clarify, was prohibited. Of course, FIFA, they seem to be loving these last minute decisions at the moment, be it with the armband or kind of outside of the kit world, or the debacle around alcohol being prohibited at the very last second. So yeah, I can't bring any specific updates, but what I will say, Matt, and my thoughts on the whole situation, I might be wrong, but I believe kits are submitted with significant numbers of weeks in advance. So I think it's unreasonable of FIFA to make these changes so late in the day, because of course countries are going to have the kits with them. I unless they're going to patch them over, I don't see how they're going to get new shirts produced without that, unless they can easily take the detail off. But the whole thing is very messy. It's very FIFA, of course. But these stories do, from a shirt perspective, finally, and a collective perspective, these kind of stories actually sometimes add a bit of notoriety. But Matt provided some more info, so thank you, Matt. It says, officially it's because of the commercial branding with Tomorrowland, I say, but also not a good link, especially as a big part of Tomorrowland is inclusivity. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, FIFA they're no strangers to taking these very notable stances. I don't know what the word I'm trying to use there is, but Denmark and their messaging for their training shirts, which was banned. I believe the shirt said "human rights for all," and that was deemed inappropriate. Of course, yeah. This debate or these kind of discussions. Oh, sorry, you lost my mic there. These discussions have been had in this World Cup more than any other World Cup, and I think I'm still expecting. We've not seen it yet, but I'm still expecting some sort of kit-related protest in the game. It would be a huge moment, but I'm partly hoping because I think that sort of stuff is quite fascinating. Maybe not. Maybe nothing will happen, but Yeah, I think um, the whole situation. I mean, another story with the armbands, and again, apologies, I'm paraphrasing here, but I believe the German FA are going to appeal or have appealed the whole situation with the One Love armband with a view to actually wearing it in their next game. So they've gone to the Court of Arbitration for Sport, and I think something like they've been given, or there's some sort of special dispensation for basically a decision to be made in the next 48 hours. And again, this was just based on what I saw on Twitter, and I forget who was reporting it. It might have been probably Raphael Honigstein or something like that. But yeah, so that's really interesting. Basically, I think what the German FA was saying was that the decision was made. I think it was to do with the timing and the validity of the banning so late in the day. So we'll see. But it would be a really interesting kit story to see Manuel Neuer, the German captain, in their second game. I forget who they're playing. I believe it's at the weekend with the One Love armband. I don't believe he's wearing it today. I mean, we can see the players in the tunnel now as we get ready for the game. What do you think? What do you guys think of the Adidas pre-match gear? I believe it's the same design, isn't it? In fact, it's funny. You can see it's the same design. Sorry. With Japan. So shared across Adidas teams. It kind of has a bit of a rainbow flag feel about it. It's not a rainbow flag, but given how trigger happy FIFA seem to be with banning anything remotely resembling a rainbow, yeah, that's interesting. Matt says, yeah, they have an Rue or Rev, I'm not sure how you say their name, have pulled a sponsorship from the German FA, which is like if M&S pulled it out of England. You'd love to see that, to be fair. Very, very interesting. I didn't see that. So lots of stuff happening. I mean, again, I'm still kind of hoping, perhaps selfishly, for something to happen on the pitch, because I think that's always really, really notable. But clearly, off the pitch, and to a lesser extent, the conversation on the pitch has been unlike anything else. Many people aren't even watching the World Cup and have boycotted it, and I completely respect that. For those that are watching it, though, it's been very notable, at least here in the UK, seeing the broadcast. Both BBC and ITV, to different degrees, have been talking about some of the issues. It's certainly. I mean, I don't think this has been a great World Cup, really. And you can't. It's not even. I don't think. Even just trying to, and it's impossible if you do even try and separate all the issues around Qatar getting it in the first place. Seeing things at the stadiums not full, and stuff like that, isn't a good look. But anyway, the players come out to the pitch. As we begin, I will also get the team sheets up so I can have a look. Interested to see Kai Havertz essentially playing as a striker, according to this team sheet I've got here, with Muller behind him, Gnabry and Musiala on the wings, Kimmich and Gundogan in the centre. Great to see Schlotterbeck starting. I really was fond of him. I watched Freiburg games from time to time. They're kind of my German team. He was amazing, and then obviously he's now at Dortmund. Rudiger, Süle and Raum. So a nice looking team. Japan, they have a great side too. The likes of Kubo is obviously a huge star. You all have, I'm sure you would, I would expect him to be one of the shining lights on the pitch. But they've got a great team. Maeda, as well, is a very, very capable striker. Speaking of Freiburg, I'm hoping we get to see a bit of Ritsu Doran, who's on the bench for Japan, but he's been great for Freiburg as well. But here we go, the anthems. Again, it's a shame I can't blast out the music for us to enjoy. Matt says, I wondered if you're an opponent never going to get on the pitch, would you take a big One Love flag and get it out for every goal? You know what, I love that suggestion, Matt. I would personally be easy for me to say San Jose. Indeed, I think where there would be an issue potentially is that were Nick Pope to do that, it it would effectively, I think, shine a negative light on other England players. Yes, of course, he's basically not going to get on the pitch, but I think by doing that, you immediately make Harry Kane, Gareth Southgate, the rest of the squad, by contrast, look like you're not doing anything. Now, you could argue that is what's happening. Just quickly on the German kit, that is a real kind of McDonald's colour, is it? Sorry, the German goalkeeper kit that Neuer's wearing there. The yellow and red. Yeah, very, very McDonald's. Right, I'm going to hit the music up as well, actually, because we don't need my music as we get into the game. I'm really excited about this game. I mean, yesterday's game, it was fun, but it wasn't, obviously a 0-0 isn't what you want to see. So I'm hoping we get a bit more today, a bit more in the way of, a few more goals. And I just, I want to see a competitive game. We've seen some competitive games, of course. This is, not been, the last couple of days have had a few more, I was going to say it's quieted down, but then we had the Saudi Arabia game, so I take that back. But yeah, so I must say, I think the ALS Walkout jackets, it's a shame we didn't see the reversible jackets. I know they weren't, I don't believe they were designated as Walkout jackets. But yeah, because they're all the same for each nation, they look a bit standard, but there we go. Very excited to see the Japan kit with the yellow numbers. Of course, that's been something which they've rolled with. I actually regret not getting the shirt. I might even still try and get the shirt with yellow numbers because I think it is really beautiful. It's such a simple thing, but it's something Japan didn't have done in their past. And having the yellow, which isn't really on the rest of the shirt, other than the numbers, I think is such a nice touch. And I really like the look of it. So guys, as we begin, get your score predictions in the chat. Again, there's, would love to hear what you think. And let's enjoy the game. Let's enjoy seeing these two great nations and these two great home shirts that we're going to see. For those of you who didn't see my thread on Twitter, there's a number of shirts, all away shirts, which we're not due to see in the group stage. And I think, it's very interesting. I haven't done any research, but it feels like teams have been particularly sticking with their home shirts this World Cup. Or at least there's, some teams which are wearing their away shirts. But lots of teams, including both Germany and Japan, not due to wear their away shirt, which is a shame from a kit perspective. But, for the traditionalists, for the purists, it's good news. But yeah, there's the German team. A real nice blend of experience and youth. Great to see Musiala again. Well, he's a key player for them now, isn't he? But there's also a bit of a throwback with Gertz there on the bench. Of course, much of the talk was about him and his goal against Argentina in 2014. But Makuku as well, Adeyemi, some great young players. And Japan as well. Again, many players from the last World Cup, but a few youngsters too. Matt saying 2-2, but I'll take a goal at this point. Yeah, I love a goal. Honestly, I just want to see a good game. I know that sounds silly, but no, I'd love. Why can't we have a 3-2, 4-3? Why not? We lived through. We watched through the 0-0 yesterday. So come on. I was optimistic yesterday. In terms of prediction, I'm gonna go 3-2 Germany, and I'd love it if we get 5 goals. Hopefully not for one team. But here we go. I'm ready to hit start on the clock, and look at that! Look at those yellow numbers. It's such a small thing, but I'm telling you guys, it honestly makes, or for me, it takes a shirt from an A to an A plus. To be honest, I actually do regret not getting the home shirt. I love the away. The away is easily one of my favourite shirts of the year. but I think I'm going to have to get the home. I mean, I should probably get it soon in case Japan actually go on and get through the group stage and do really well. A small thing, but it shouldn't bother me. But having a front number as a different colour to the number on the back for Germany, I wouldn't say it bothers me, but it bothers me. It happens. It happens. JPS has pitched the Japan home drove for ADV a while back and trying to resist picking up the away. Yeah, JPR, I'm the opposite way round, but literally seeing that Japan shirt, I'll talk about it at half time, of course. Seeing that in person, I was just blown away. Adidas have completely stepped up their efforts. Things like actual sleeve taping, so good. But here we go. This is going to be an interesting game. I think in terms of again the German team. Excited to see that. Well, Gnabry and Musiala are very good, but honestly, Schlotterbeck is one of my favourite defenders. At least personally, I again had a great season with Freiburg, so I've actually seen more of him than I've seen most other players on this pitch. Not that I watch that much football, to be honest. I'm too busy talking about shirts in the week that when it comes to the weekend, I'm often not watching as many games as I could. But anyway, let's see how the game unfolds. Both kits looking great. Musiala getting some joy there. That is going to be fun to see. In fact, great work from Havertz, Musiala, and Gnabry now. That's an exciting front three, I must say. Small thing, but I love, again, just little things, but like contrasting shorts are usually a winner in my book, not all the time, but we had that time around kind of 2014, 2012 where, oh, here we go, chance for Muller. And he's very patient, very unselfish as he plays it back. Germany looking good early on. Maybe with a bit of a twist there. There was that period, wasn't there, in international football where FIFA basically decreed that teams should have either light or dark kits, and typically you saw a lot of monochrome kits. So famously, the Spain all red get up, and it didn't look good. No, I can't think of one team where that situation improved the shirt. So I'm really glad that that's not the case anymore, and we get some more proper matchups like this. And as much as I want to see the away shirts, it's nice to see two home kits in this situation. In terms of the name sets as well, Germany, I believe that name set's bespoke to them. I might be wrong. The typeface, it might even be the same as the previous kit, but I might be misremembering which it was in the previous shirt. But I like the German, the Japanese typeface. Again, well, I think that one isn't bespoke. I honestly can't remember though. There's been a few. I might be wrong. Maybe that is bespoke. Honestly, I should have checked that out before talking about it. But here we go, Rudiger. Deals with the ball, but here's a Japan corner. So Maeda, going to be interesting to see, what he can do. Of course, British fans, Scottish fans, I should say, all know him from his he's playing for Celtic at the moment, so a familiar name for many people this side of the world. Indeed. Here's Ito. Looking lively, and is that another corner? So, nice start, nice positive start. That Japanese kit is so strong. I mean, it really is. This is easily one of the best kit matchups of round one. And I believe in the match details, I'm just trying to see, are they in yellow as well? Hard to get a look at it there. Sometimes I just wish that the cameraman would linger on the kits more, but I guess that's too much to ask. Terrible corner. We saw so many corners in the game yesterday, in the Danish game. I'm hoping we don't just get another corner fest here. The set pieces left a lot to be desired, especially when you had Christian Eriksen taking them. There's anti-flick. You see there the shot of the German bench with some again gold accented gear. They've been treated well by Adidas. Nice throw by Sakai, but it is cleared. So far, not too much to say, but the kits have certainly played their part. Again, the match details there, really nice to see. Like you can see the German match details actually shining in the gold. So it's a small thing, but that area has generally just been straight up better. Maeda really hunting down Neuer there. Great to see the hustle. Honestly, this is what Japan need to do. They need to, take a leaf out of Saudi Arabia's, but get in the faces of Germany now. At the same time, Germany already, well, it's early days, but they look a bit more healthy than Argentina did. But then again, Argentina started the game yesterday pretty well. JPR meant he ready. Yeah, of course. See, it's funny. I read Joe for ADV. I probably even said Joe for ADV and didn't even register. I've definitely made that mistake more than a few times. But yeah, contrasting shorts. It's just good. Now here's Havertz. Great. Again, hustle. Great hustle. From Havertz, preventing the goal kick. Just small things, but it's important. Important to help set the tone. Loving Nagatomo's hair. He certainly had some. Wasn't he? He was blonde last tournament. I might be misremembering. Got him for the red now. He just about gets rid of it there. But it's not. There's still some danger. Gundogan in the middle. Dispossessed. And now a chance to counter. And this could be very interesting. Here's Ito on the right with space. Crosses from Maeda. Oh, they've scored. Oh, it's offside. No. I should have known. We've had plenty of offside goals. We had a couple yesterday. Of course, Argentina had some as well. But Gundogan just got up to the ball really nicely, and great run from Ito. And I really like the decision for the cross. Oh, but Maeda's way offside there. He's way offside. Oh, what a shame. That would have been a great start. Obviously with again, we've seen plenty of offside goals this tournament. It feels like anyway. Maybe it probably is a normal amount, but play continues. Okay, that's the danger. That's a huge danger Japan pose. Matt says, does anyone have any favourite historic kit matchups? 95, 96 Champions League final for me is Pucker. Oh, I like it. That's a great question, Matt. Whenever anyone asks you this sort of question, I always have to think, and I want to give a good answer. But in terms of just ones that immediately come to mind, there's got to be some good. I'm just thinking internationally first. Honestly, my mind was a blank at this stage. Let me come back to you, Matt. Champions League finals make sense. In terms of kits that I've enjoyed, they're not necessarily going to be the most different year on year, but I absolutely love Boca River clashes because the colours and the style of the shirts, and obviously the teams and everything around that, it's just perfect in my eyes. But you could kind of say that almost every year. But I'm sure if I went back and found some of the, from the old Trefoil days, that would just be the peak for me. But I'll have to think and see if there's any more. That's a really interesting question. I don't think anyone's ever asked me that. So, can Germany respond to that disallowed goal? Oh, and early, if that had that counted, that would have been a really nice nice way to start the game. But nonetheless, it still gives us a bit of something to work with, so to speak. I must say, I can't. I've enjoyed some of the kits so far, but I cannot think of one I've liked more than the Japan one. I didn't think they could top the 2018 shirt. I think they have. Like seeing, like, look at that. It sounds funny, but the back of the shirt when you get to see that red hem, so good. The Japanese flag. It is. I mean, a pattern on the back could have been nice. Probably would have been nicer. But I don't mind it too much. I think some patterns I miss more than others when there's a blank back. And obviously, if it's like a striped shirt and you don't have a stripe on the back, that really hurts. So like, it doesn't hurt me too much or bother me too much. Sorry, with the Germany shirt because it's not like stripes in the kind of traditional sense. But I think I'd still be interested. It would hurt visibility a lot. They need to go with the gold numbers or maybe even white numbers for the back. But anyway. Danger here for Japan. Germany just working nicely on the left. Scrappy defence, but it works. It works pretty well. I say scrappy. They got it out quite nicely. And Ito, he's looking lively. Plays another early through ball. Nothing there. They really read it well. But yeah, Ito having a fun start. He was. I couldn't tell you much about him other than I certainly saw his name set was a popular one amongst collectors, seeing people in that first wave buying the Japan shirts. Ito was certainly one of the names that was picked up a lot. But here we go for Germany. Musiala, a couple of players around him, so he's got nowhere to go. I love seeing on the Heat Ready Adidas shirts, seeing that pattern in the fabric just on the camera. It's nice that there's that level of detail that shows up. A small thing, no one's going to really comment on it, but it just looks nice. And of course, Wales are an example of a team we don't actually have heat ready shirts. And this was reported this week. And that's just because of the level of deal they have with Adidas. The replicas, though, aren't a huge drop off, which is good. It's not like something like the MLS where there's a huge downgrade when you have a replica for this latest set of Adidas shirts, which is good. You've still got some of the key features, but it is. I really do like what they're doing at the moment. I really do like the current state of Adidas. This is a good example of this matchup. So, we talked about Neuer's McDonald's kit. The very bright yellow and red. As Musiala just picks up the ball here, we'll see what he can do with it. Attacking nicely, working it well. His Kimmich from distance blocked nicely by Japan, though, so we're not going to see anything more there. Neuer doing his throwing back to his. Well, I say throwing back. He's still got the sweeper keeper in him, but that's great to see, collecting the ball before it goes up for a throw. Sprinting all the way from his box. So Neuer, that yellow red is pretty interesting. As a keeper combo, I don't mind it. Even though, again, it made me think of McDonald's, but it could be good. I haven't clocked what the Japanese keeper Gonda is wearing. So let's have an attack, Germany. Let's see what we can glean. Let's see what colour Gonda is wearing. It's going to using the space nicely. Patient football from Germany. Sorry. around there. And Sakai, one of the few players who was at the last World Cup as well. I believe he's back playing in Japan now. Seems to have been caught on the way through, but he's okay. Look at those socks as well, guys. The Japan socks with the origami pattern on the back. Such a strong thing. We haven't even mentioned Kai Havertz wearing long sleeves. What a legend! I clocked this in one of the warm-up games. Kai Havertz wearing long sleeves in Qatar. Now, of course, the stadiums are air conditioned, and yeah, there's so many people saying that the temperature actually down on pitch side is pretty cool, despite being in Qatar. But nonetheless, just great to see Kai Havertz wearing long sleeves. That's very, very nice. So we notice Gonda, the Japanese keeper, in a brighter green for his keeper kit. Yeah, not too much to say about them, but some of the Germany ones stood out a bit more. But here we go. Really good with the header. Oh, not far off. Not far off. Joe, good to see you, Joe. Thanks for popping in, mate. Says hi for what a pair of shirts on display in this game. Absolutely brilliant. Quality matchup. I'm honestly struggling. Now, Germany and Japan have had great kits over their history. This is just a huge clash. Like, genuinely, I can't. I really like Japan. Have had many good shirts to choose from. Their last one was great. The one from the last World Cup was good. This is just as good as those, and Germany as well. Like, maybe even more so. I think this one actually is stronger than other efforts, and this is despite me not loving centralized crests, but yeah, it's huge. Hopefully, yeah, we see some goals as well. We did have a disallowed one earlier, but good to see. Sorry, guys. Yeah, without fail, I will yawn a few times every stream. It's just the way it goes. It seems. Doesn't matter what time. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon here in England, and I'm yawning. Yeah. I think it's because I mean, as much as I'm chatting with you guys in the chat, I am basically just talking to myself for a couple of hours. Does that make people yawn? I don't know. It makes me yawn anyway. I don't know how streamers do it. You see, like, streamers, and they're chatting for hours on end. Yeah, they're not yawning their head off all the time. But anyway, that's some shower thoughts for me there. So Germany dominating possession. It's fair to say, apart from that one counter and a couple of nice ones from Ito on the right wing for Japan, it is mostly a game of Germany keeping the ball at this stage. We've not seen much on the right side, and we've not seen a lot of Gnabry compared to Musiala. So that'll be interesting to see. Of course, he's been a huge star and a big feature of Adidas's pre-tournament marketing. The big ad they did, he was one of the feature players. So he's a key player for Adidas, if you like, alongside the likes of Jude Bellingham and some other non-Adidas nation teams. There is Gnabry, and he's whipped it back, kept it in. I thought that was going to go out, but he has kept it in. Not too much, though. Havertz, clumsily clashing into the Japanese player there. Love it. I'm loving those long sleeves. It really is great to see. There's Kubo, and he, has a huge reputation, and going to be exciting to see him on the biggest stage. Am I right in saying I don't think either he wasn't at the World Cup last time, or I just forgotten his involvement, and I apologise to him and Japanese fans if he was in 2018. No, he might have been in the squad actually. Thinking about it. He feels like he's been around for a while, but there you go. That's my lack of research there. I could easily just check actually, but I'll leave it. Don't want to dig too many holes. Kansila and Kimmich and Gundogan. Nice move out to the left again as well. Bringing in really nice work. Really, and the tackle is off, and the shot, and it's all happening. Oh, and he's got in there. That was a busy sequence. A really nice build-up play from Germany, I must say. Offside, of course, in the end. Really nice. And again, it was that left side. Musiala, Gundogan, and Raum. That flank for Germany. Seen some success, and that touch is lovely. I believe it's Gundogan. In the end, the shot. Well, there was a shot that was saved quite nicely by Gondor in goal, and then we can see, the offside is pretty clear. But the rebound was skied over anyway. But nice football from Germany, I must say. Really good interplay. A good sign. Of course, Japan, we know they can counter. And we're not really, well, here they are. That's exactly what's happening. And really good. Taps out for taps out for a corner, but Germany cannot switch off. Here's Schlotterbeck, and he honestly does a terrible job there. Kubo nicks it. And here we go, we've got another corner. So Japan, sniffing around the German defenders for any hint of or any lapse of concentration, and they will capitalise on it. JPR, we'll just get through this corner and I'll get to your comments, mate. Big cross and a header. That's not actually going to trouble at all. JPS was a bit surprised by the Morocco-Croatia kit matchup earlier, both went home. Guess there's just enough white in the Croatia home. Yeah, I think it's funny. It kind of spoke to how white the home shirt is. And I was going to write a tweet, actually. I didn't in the end, but something along the lines of a Croatia shirt doesn't have enough checks when you're able to wear it against a Morocco home shirt. Or something to that effect. We've seen very white Croatia shirts before, so I don't think it's quite as crazy as that. But it was notable. But it's saying should potentially get to their away against Belgium or Canada. Yeah, I'll have to check. I have a feeling they also, in the group stages, were due to wear their home shirt every game. It surprised me. There was several nations like that, and I know it does happen, but I think it's happened more. It seems like more this tournament than before, but maybe it's just because I'm more aware of it now than I have been in previous tournaments. Let's see some action from Naby on the right here. Not much to say, just plays it off Kubo for a throw. Really, one of the best things about these current Adidas shirts is the fact that we've got actual sleeve taping, which looks good on the shirts there, it really does. .23.5 minutes gone. No goals yet. Japan with a disallowed goal for offside. And Germany, they're being patient, but as soon as they turn it on, they have got this gear. And you see Musiala here with Müller. Not a great pass from Müller, but Musiala has been very heavily involved, which you love to see. But they've won it back. Raum into Havertz on the edge of the byline. Japan do a terrible job of clearing it. They don't even manage to clear away. In the end, Sakai honestly has looked pretty sloppy. It feels almost as if Germany are targeting that side. He's been exposed a couple of times against Musiala, who is looking very good. Probably the player of the game so far, Musiala. Referee just trying to calm everyone down. Okay, so I mean, this is because I don't have the commentary on. Well, I've got hardly any volume at all. Yeah, it's not a penalty. They're actually checking for a penalty. I missed that. I thought it was just pausing time for no good reason. What's he doing? He's not doing it again, is he? Okay. Yeah, it's good to say. We've seen some odd VAR decisions. That would have been particularly bad if we'd seen anything come out of that. It's so good to see on that sleeve taping on the Japan shirt. And I'll show you on the away. As Havertz tries to make something happen. Really good play from Musiala to keep it alive. Honestly, so good. Gnabry floats it in. Around Gundogan. Nothing there. But honestly, Musiala has been really strong. Liking what I'm seeing. Yeah, best player on the pitch so far. I mean, there's been a few nice moments, often involving Gundogan and Raum at left back. But yeah, it really has been, I would say, a strong half for Musiala particularly. His talent is shining through, much like Jude Bellingham, and of course the comparisons keep being made. They played together for the England youth setup, but equally great players. So I'd like to see a bit more of Gnabry, but for the time being, it's gone to the left again. And here we go. Rampaging on the left, and poor old Sakai has had a tough old game so far. Yeah, not been easy for him. Schlotterbeck, he's not afraid to come forward. Nicely worked to Sur, and then he's played it in. I mean, Muller has been a bit sloppy, it must be said. Not to compare too much, but when you compare kind of how Muller looks on the ball compared to... Oh, that was a good... I say that, and he actually then played a really nice ball. And Gundogan shot straight at the keeper. I was going to say Musiala just looks so much better. But, you know, we've not seen much of Thomas Muller. Nice play, though, from Gnabry to leave it. Shot is tame in the end from Gundogan, but Germany certainly getting the better of this half, bar a couple of those counters from Japan. And they have been dangerous ones. But then Germany did it good. They go, however, to enjoy yet. I say yet because I said this yesterday, but I'm hoping we see at least a couple of goals. That'd be good. Here comes Muller. Here comes Gnabry. Cuts inside. Goes on a run. Plays it neatly to Gundogan, who manages to get the ball. And here comes Raum inside the box. Crosses. Good save. And the follow on. Oh, great block from Japan. They do well in the end. It was very dangerous. Raum was in a great position. And the keeper did well. And the defender, I don't know who it was, but a great block to deny, I believe it was Gundogan. So let's have a look. There was, I mean, two Japan players clashing there, allows Gundogan to play it to Raum. Keeper does well to parry, and the secondary block was very important there. Japan doing well to get bodies, men behind the ball. So here they come with an attack, and we know they can counter, and indeed, they certainly have the speed to make something happen. Rudiger winning a foul for his team there to take a bit of life out of that attack, but very, very interesting sequence there. Germany looking very close to a goal. In the end, Japan do well. Now let's hopefully see the Germans put their foot on the gas. Japan cannot switch off, I should say, for a minute, because otherwise the Germans will punish them. Half an hour gone so far. Similar story to yesterday in that the game's quite enjoyable. It's just, yeah, we want a goal. We want to see a goal. Yeah, I continue to be blindly, hopelessly optimistic. But let's see. I think so far the way Germany are playing, they're looking pretty good. Good value for an opener. Great ball to Kimmich and a lovely ball to Ram. He's got great. Oh, he had a great position. I believe we got a penalty. Interesting to see Ram kind of go away from the keeper there, and he. I don't know if they're checking it, but it looked like Ram was going to maybe try and slot it past the Japanese keeper Gonda, but you see a great ball from Kimmich, and just hesitated a bit there, Ram, and then ended up putting it back. And let's have a closer look. So you see, first touch was decent, and then he just took one too many touches. Gonda sort of kind of got. This is interesting. I'm sorry, I don't have the commentary very loud at all, so I can't actually hear the situation. The ref's ushering everyone away. I think so you can speak. I think the penalty stands as far as I can see, despite the protests of the Japanese players. And there is Ilkay Gundogan to take the penalty. So we have Gundogan against Gonda in goal. I see there's Mizuno boots there for Gonda. Of course, Mizuno, great Japanese brand. Who are kind of making a comeback in Europe, which is good to see. But they've been around. They've still been doing Japanese clubs and, of course, boots for a number of years. So Yoshida there, kind of getting in Gundogan's head, I think, or trying to get in Gundogan's head. But we've seen some penalty saves this tournament, or indeed we saw Ochoa save from Lewandowski. Here's Gundogan. Very good penalty. 1-0. And good to see a goal. We got the goal. Let me update our scoreboard for the first time this World Cup for Phil's Corner. 1-0 Germany. And a good start to the game for them. That's annoying that one is cut off. But anyway, we'll just leave that. If unfortunate kind of circumstances, probably the right decision. In the end, Germany probably do deserve the goal anyway. But that's good. That's good for the game, certainly. We have, we won't see a 0-0. That's good. That's what we want. The last thing we want is a 0-0. So Japan, they've not really been in the game, so it would be good. Germany dominating possession significantly, and even though Japan are a bit dangerous on the counter, and they're not. They are. I would say they look to be matching, if not certainly very capable of being that German backline for pace. But having said that, Havertz the rather impatiently given away committed a foul. So what of Germany? Can Japan respond? I certainly hope so. I'm rooting for them. It's a tough game, of course, a very tough game against the Germans, but you never know. I mean, Argentina were winning 1-0, weren't they? Not to tempt fate too much. But anyway, let's see what happens. Intercepted by Japan, that's fair, but then dealt with. In the end, Sakai does well to feed Ito, and he keeps going. Germany concede another corner. Ram has been busy both in attack and defence. We are seeing a lot of action on Japan's right side, Germany's left. So here comes Kamada to take the corner. So Japan, it's fair to say I think the Germans beat them for height. It looks that way anyway. But we see something interesting. Really get us very well to head away. Nagatomo is going to be careful. He does get the ball back to his keeper though, with Napoli chasing. And nice. I mean, Japan with the ball. I thought it had gone out. They keep the ball nicely. A lovely little cross. In the end, good one as well. Japan again. They have the speed on the counter. And that's good to see. Maeda is a quick player. Too quick, sadly, for it to slide a goal. But yeah, very interesting. The ref looks somewhat exasperated. I'm not sure why. So, what do you think, guys, of the Adidas logo? Obviously, we've had plenty of time to digest this, but what do you think of the new version without the word mark, just the 3 stripes and the logo? Have we warmed to it? Do we like it more or less than the previous one? Would love to hear. Sorry, I'm so tired today. I would love to hear your thoughts, guys, if you have them. Here's Ito, who's been very busy. And he does well with Raum, although Raum does actually get the better of him in the end. Yeah. For my money, the Adidas logo, I would say, I don't think I like it more, but the Adidas shirts are so good that I can I'll probably warm to the logo more and more, but the shirt is so good anyway that I don't think it matters too much for me. Here's Gnabry, doesn't manage to do anything there, but the ball is still with the Germans. Havertz has it on the right side of the box. Cross from Muller, headed away, but not enough, and Germany have the ball again in the box. In the end, it's not a hugely confident punch. Germany still, I mean, the ball's, yeah, eventually it's finally gone out from a Japanese perspective. But Germany regather for another attack. Switching it out to the right. Muller linking up nicely with Gnabry, but again, Muller's final ball is lacking. I think that's been something of a feature this half. Honestly, he'd be the first player I'd look to take off if I was Hansi Flick. Don't get me wrong, he has linked up well, but it's just that final pass has been heavy on a couple of occasions. Yeah. And I mean, Germany have options off the bench. If we just take a look now, you've got the likes of Goetze, Brandt, or they could go for someone like Adeyemi or Makuku if they want to go for more of a kind of attacking option. So there's definitely options off the bench for Germany. Wouldn't be surprised if we see Muller come off early in the second half. But anyway, let's see. With the first half, begins to draw to close. I would love to see Japan get a goal. Come on, Samurai Blue. Nagatomo keeps the ball in, and Kubo catches up to it just. Here's Japan. Oh, the touch. Oh, the touch is lacking. He's offside anyway. Oh, Kubo, he doesn't looks to be in pain, and he did really go for it there. I can't tell if he's actually injured or if he's just a little bit hurt. It's close, the offside, but can't really tell. I think it's hard to tell from the angle they showed on the telly there, but yeah, I think it was offside. So, as Germany attack here, let's get a look at Gnabry. Honestly, the German build-up has been really nice. You can see there, and it really is Musiala and Gnabry just coming in into the middle, working it well. There's Muller again. Muller is much better on those shorter passes than he is the longer ones. A little bit impatient from Gundogan there, but no, Germany honestly do look good value. Not quite at the kind of blistering, at the sort of blistering level as England did, and even France in the second half. But at the same time, they are against a very good Japan side, and here we are though. Kimmich, not a great shot, but yeah, when you compare the level of opposition, with all due respect to Iran and Australia, Japan yeah, are a better side than both those nations. So even though Germany only 1-0 up and it's only a penalty, I'd be pretty satisfied as a German fan. Obviously, 1-0 was a very dangerous lead, though. Japan can see the foul there. That is Itakura. He's had a couple of fouls, I think, this game, or at least he's been involved in a couple of incidents. So he comes from left and floated in from Muller was there. In the end, defending well, and Gonda, the keeper, collects for Japan. So I'm definitely hoping for more goals in the second half. I do think we will get them as well. I think the way Germany are playing, it's only a matter of time. But Maeda, I mean, he really is hunting down every ball from that's been played across the German defence, and his pace is showing in a good way. But Germany very comfortable in possession, very steady. Kimmich though tries a long ball and it's worked pretty well. Musiala does very well to keep it in. Great control. Gnabry in the middle heads it down. Here's Musiala. Unselfishly plays it on the left. Raum is there. Germany just beginning to stretch the Japanese defence one way and then the other. So far, no end products, but it's a strong situation for them. They don't have to rush anything. They can just take their time, and they are keeping possession extremely well. Japan, they're not folding over by any means. JPS, I didn't like the new Adidas logo at first. I've definitely warmed to it. It looks good on this set of World Cup shirts. But yeah, some of the outstanding kit designs I've no doubt helped me warm to it. Yeah, I think to be honest, I am warming to it in general, and I think like any change, it almost always takes a bit of time, doesn't it, to warm to like a rebrand or what have you. Here we go. Lovely ball from Gundogan. Muller just been happy to play the ball back and keep his teammates involved. Musiala, great footwork. Oh, great work outside the box. And like a number of German players, just skying it over the bar. But the footwork was really tasty. He has definitely been the player of the half for me. And this was just brilliant. As you see the ball come in there, he's got a lot to do, and he steps to the right and he opens himself up. He gives himself a chance to shoot. Look at that touch. Oh, superb football. Just a terrible shot at the end, but really, really good stuff from Germany. They are looking great, to be honest. Poor old Saka's gone down again. I would expect him to probably come off at this point, or at least that's the second time he seems to be visibly grimacing. Despite the pressure he's been under on that savage ban, he's acquitted himself pretty well. Oh, I think he just landed on his lower back there, but he's carried on. 4 minutes of added time, not that much by this World Cup standards. We talked about it a bit yesterday, how long the games are. 4 minutes isn't so bad. Enough time for someone else to get a goal, or for Germany, to either equalise, or Japan to equalise, or Germany to get another goal. Dear me, making a hash of this. Would you believe, when I was younger, guys, I used to want to be a football commentator. That was one thing I was like one of my dream jobs. I think secretly part of me still would like to. There'd be a lot I need to get under my belt first. But Germany, Musiala continues to be selfless. As does Muller. That's one thing I really like about this German team. Yes, they've got some superstar players, but it does feel like a good team unit, honestly. The likes of Musiala and Naby, who are kind of some of their top skill players. But they don't, honestly, feels much more like a team than some of the other nations where you've got one or two talismans, and that's basically it, or you're kind of everyone's following in their wake. Sure, you've got Muller and Kimmich and Neuer, I guess, but yeah, I don't know, that the whole team has a real good vibe, I'd say. There's Yoshida trying to get his troops in order for Japan. Honestly, guys, you probably saw me just close my eyes there for a second. I am feeling very sleepy. I should say this on stream as we're live, but I am honestly, I would say struggling, but definitely feeling it today. And I shouldn't be at this time of the afternoon. It's been a busy week for me, but yeah, I can only apologise. I want to bring my best on stream, and yeah, there's only a few of us here at the moment, so it's not too bad. But yeah, man, he's really good with a long ball. Nicely, I mean, Musiala is just looking so good. Nabri's now got the ball. Musiala's there. Let's see something better. He plays it off to Muller. Inside, nothing there though. Kimmich with a shot. Oh, good save. Rebound. And it's probably offside. It's probably offside. Interesting. They've given it. I just assumed it was offside. We've seen so many offside goals. Can I have it? I mean, the German players look like they're expecting it to be called back. I think he is offside, but yeah, confusion somewhat. Checking the goal. I mean, it is close, but I think that he is ever so slightly offside. But And again, nothing in terms of confirmation. We are waiting as we so often do with these VAR. The referee says no goal. Understandable. So another goal ruled out for offside this time for the Germans. It was a really good move. I must say, I'm really impressed with how they're attacking this game, even though it's been slow, it's been steady, but Japan just haven't had the ball at all. Now they do have it as we finish here with Nagatomo, and he's crossed it in, and to be honest, Maeda could have done a lot more there. That was a great chance. He had the chance in the first half where he was offside. This one, Nagatomo here with the cross was nice. It had a bit of pace about it, and Maeda just gets too little. But on another day, he could have maybe flashed that across Neuer into the goal, into the back of the net. But that's half time. Guys, I'm going to take a very short break, and then I'll be back with a kit review of the Japan away shirt. We'll look at the shirt, and we'll talk about some of the features, some about just Adidas in general, how good they're doing. So don't go anywhere. I will, as I say, I'll have us back very shortly. Hey guys, well I just realised the scoreboard keeps going there. Let's stop that and then get us back to 45 minutes. There we go. And right. I didn't even have my mic. Sorry, shocking. As I was coming back to as the scoreboard was still taking over. So, just a couple of us here, but I will do the kit review nonetheless. So, the Japan away shirt. So much has been said about Adidas this year, and they really are excelling. It's fair to say, at least for my money, they are the strongest they've been for a long, long time. Maybe even for the last, maybe almost 10 years. This shirt is wonderful. We can hear the rustling of the inside tags there. In terms of the shirt from a kind of a feel or quality perspective, it's really high. Adidas's latest iteration of Heat Ready, their player spec material, is very nice. There's actually been some notable developments. I say notable, they're hard things to spot, but for example, the Adidas logo here, we talked about this one, sans Adidas word mark now. But this is actually much more flexible than before. The previous Japan shirt, which I also have in Heat Ready, that one, the Adidas logo was much thicker, and that's quite nice from a kind of feel perspective from the outside. But in terms of kind of just the pliability, the flexibility of it, it's not as good as this one is. That's really nice to see. And just in terms of like, it's the same with the Japan Crest actually as well. Again, still got a nice plastic style, but it's you can bend it a little bit easier. It's a bit nicer to kind of handle. So some nice small developments. And this shirt really is a lot of developments. It's not a huge revolution in terms of a shirt, but actually there are notable improvements. Perhaps best of all is the sleeve taping, and we can see this is the long sleeve version, of course. Really nice details on here. It's actual taping. So by that, if I turn it inside out, you can see here, guys, it's actually like a panel that's stitched in. So it's not just stitched on top of the shirt, but it means that you've got a nice raised section of three stripes. And that looks great. Also, just the construction of the shirt is really strong. And this is, again, an Adidas thing for their top spec shirts, their top level international teams. Things like this hem, which runs down the back and the side and the bottom of the shirt. You see here in the black. Within that, you can actually see some wording, Japan, and some Japanese characters. And it looks great. It looks particularly actually on the home shirt in the contrast. But that is lovely to see. And even just flipping on the back, even though the back is plain, and that should be noted, at the same time, it's actually, you've still got elements of that pattern bleeding through onto the panel, so that's really good. And honestly, like the Japan flag detail is excellent on the back. There's so many nice touches on this one. I personally quite like the contrast black collar. There's so much which I think you get with this Japan shirt, and actually the replica as well is really strong. That's one thing to say. I don't have a replica here to share, but it does look really good. And it should be noted that it's not just the players who getting all the good stuff. The replica is also pretty nice. So I honestly was so impressed. I'm so happy to have this one in my collection, and I would really recommend you checking out some of the Adidas player issue stuff, or replica indeed. Any of their World Cup shirts, I think, have. Well, there's a lot that I have about them. Even just the heat ready pattern in the body looks great, and I'll show you some close-ups now, guys. I'll show you as we go through, as I go through some of the photos that I took. Let me just grab those for you now. I can't speak highly enough for the design. And let me just find the little selection that I took. I shared some of these on Twitter. Some of them I haven't shared yet, though. So we'll go from here. We go. Again, I'm just going to make sure I get the right settings here. No, we don't want that one, do we? I did this yesterday. Right. Here we go. This is the shirt kind of as a whole. You can see that pattern. It's so nice. I mean, I have added a bit of grain and blur here, but you can see the origami pattern just looks really good. That's a shot of the crest. Still got that lovely, some nice texture to it, but it is a little bit thinner. And honestly, I think the change is good. Look at the texture there in the Adidas logo. That's just the label, but you know, looking nice. Even the authentic tag, honestly, is an improvement. And that's the shot of the hem. Here we go. Here's the taping I was talking about. And you can see, look at the colour underneath there. Blue, light blue on one side, red on the other. Such a nice look. It really is. And there, with the taping and the cuffs, that's the pattern in the body. An absolutely marvellous design. It really is one of the best shirts of the year. That's the shot of the inside of the taping from the collar. I think just seeing this hem, you can see here, it really having that as a contrast is such a nice small change, which helps the shirt so much. I think that's a nice move. I just love it. Honestly, it is an absolutely stellar kit. You can see the pattern. It's a very simple thing. You know, the design isn't anything crazy, but honestly, the whole package is very strong. And I like this way you can see the shot of the stripes there. So absolutely brilliant. I'll just go back to the watch along. It really is a triumph. That's the Japan shirt. Easily, again, one of my favourite shirts of the year. I would say probably, well, there's only a couple I would potentially rank above it. It might be in the semi-second favourite. My favourite being the colour Let's Go Belgrano shirt. Any regular viewers of the Hog will know what I'm talking about. But yeah, Japan Oasis is great. We're not due to see it in the group stage, but hopefully that'll change. Um, or rather, hopefully Japan will get through, and we will get to see it in the away stages if they play a team who play in blue or a darker team, and they're the designated away team. But yeah, that's the Japan show, guys. It is so strong. It deserves the hype, and of course, other Adidas shirts, the likes of Mexico, have been getting a lot of attention too. It's just a great time to be a fan of those teams or a collector who enjoys Adidas shirts. My stream has died, which is very bad timing, as the second half is not long or due to kick off very soon. So let's hope we get some pictures back from ITV. Again, it's still gone, so okay, I think we're back. That must have just been my internet. So second half, I was really impressed with Germany. Only 1-0 up, but they look very nice. We should mention as well, and I haven't commented on this yet, and I missed this at the start, but I've noticed this just looking at Twitter. The German team are taking their team photo, had their hands over their mouths, like that, in protest against FIFA. And we talked about the armband, the late decision to silence, to remove, to prohibit, to ban, let me get my words right, ban the One Love armband. Later, there was, pictures also emerged of, I believe, I don't know exactly who it is, I think it's a member of the German Federation, wearing the One Love armband in the stands. So, yeah, continue. Even though we're not seeing a kit-related protest yet, we are seeing some movement. Yeah, and you know, unrelated to the One Love situation, but of course, Iran their players not singing the national anthem was also a notable moment of protest. So lots of things happening. I just, it sounds funny, but I just hope we see someone with some sort of, I know they would definitely receive some sort of ban, but, you know, something akin to the I belong to Jesus undershirt message. Of course, we've seen something like that in the past World Cups. I forget now the name of the Spanish player who passed away, who was it Iniesta in the 20 what would that have been? Was it 2010 or 2014? It would have been 2010, wouldn't it, when they won? Anyway, Iniesta celebration of support for that player. Matt says, good on the German FA, but it's insane that a normal fan wouldn't be allowed in with an armband on. Yeah, I mean, seeing stuff like there's been incidents, I think many people would see this morning, with the, I believe it was a Brazilian fan who had a flag of the state that he was from or that he was supporting or showing support for. And there is, I think it wasn't even a rainbow, it was like a kind of tricolored detail on that flag, that state's flag. And the officials basically told him he couldn't bring it in. thinking it was related to a rainbow flag. And what's particularly crazy, and I haven't seen confirmation of this, but I was under the impression that in some official guidance given by FIFA, rainbow flags in general were allowed. So it seems to be some. It's very the whole thing is very badly managed. Yeah, and there's many more problems besides that, of course. I must say, I'm not a big fan of the German typeface. I don't think it's that great, particularly the names. Yeah, honestly, it's a bit pedestrian. JPS outstanding kit love long sleeves, indeed for Japan. And it says thinking Spain and Germany shirts available in long sleeves in Europe. I think that is the case as standard JPR, yeah. Which is a real shame. I'm so surprised that we've not seen more availability. It seems like a no-brainer. So Tomiyasu is coming on. And I missed who it was for, so let me just try and refresh. Kubo has come off. So a change for Japan. Nothing, I don't believe, for Germany. But here we go. Oh, I need to get the timer going again, don't I? I'm way behind there. And how far behind I am, I can't actually see it. I was caught napping. Quite literally, I have been napping over these last two streams. I can't help but honestly, I just feel yeah, more tired than I should. Right, there we go. Matt says, what do you think of the England typeface? Also, if the typeface is directly lifted from English metal bands, typefaces like that would that not incur similar commercial issues as removed with Belgium? So I think, Matt, with the case of the England typeface, it was that I believe the typeface that it was heavily inspired by metal bands and kind of typography you see on band t-shirts and particularly metal band merch and stuff like that. It wasn't a direct collaboration with a particular band or group. It was more kind of, I believe it was a bespoke typeface designed in the style of, in which case I think you would avoid any commercial issues. That's my understanding. I might be wrong. Maybe it was a specific band, but the collaborator with them. But I think I might saying it wasn't. But yeah, that's my understanding. Here are Germany with a great attack and Nabry skies over. Honestly, Germany have been a little bit too hot with their shots, so to speak. They it was well worked from Muller, who I criticised quite a bit in the first half, but honestly that was really nicely done. And Nabry, he had a few players in the box he could have aimed for, but he went for himself. Good play from Muller. As I say, I was quite critical of him in the first half, but that was a really nice build up. Looking sharp. Half-time rest seems to have done him good. So Japan, they're only 1-0 down. The thing is, even though they've not really been in the game, they've had very little in the way of chances. They've got to, you know, they're very much in this still. But of course, Germany have looked good, and they have definitely looked the better team. So on the kit front, I think Japan edge it. I'd give them a 2-1, so to speak, on the kit front. But yeah, on the pitch, it's a different story. They do win a free kick there. A small thing, guys, but on match detailing, I don't know what you think. I always like it when we see flag detailing as opposed to just text. It's a small thing, but you know that's one thing, which I feel like it's kind of gone out of favour. Yeah, small thing, but that's one thing which we've not seen. I've not seen enough of. I'm trying to think. I know obviously Denmark had the Danish flag quite prominently, but not the Tunisian flag yesterday. But anyway, here are Germany again. Japan disrupts play. But Germany, honestly, managed to get it back, and they have been looking sharp. Schlosserbeck just about gets it back. Out to Neuer via Rudiger, who starts play again. And that same methodical patience from the Germans. I must say, I really do think no, they've been doing some good stuff for sure. Musiala is dispossessed though, Japan, with a few men around him, and that's kind of what you need to do against him. There's space on the left if they can use it. They go right instead. Here's Sakai playing it nice with Ito, who's had a busy game, and he's a nice run. A nice run. It must be said, it's a real shame to see Kamada sky it, much like many of the German players today. But Ito, who's been a standout player for Japan, a weaving run, and he does ever so well. And in the end, he's blocked by Kimmich there. A little bit of a clumsy block. It's not enough for any cause for penalty, but it's actually a corner. I missed that. So here we go, corner for Japan. Not much there though. Honestly, shades of yesterday's Denmark game with a pretty naff corner, sadly. A hopeful ball. Havertz is there, but well defended by Nagamoto. Does well, but ultimately Jimmy did get the ball back still. And Raum, who plays it nicely into Musiala. Great feet. He's still going. He's still going. Oh, and the finish. Come on, guys. He literally. That was such. Look at this. He gets all the way edge of the box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 players that he beats, and this would have been one of the goals of the tournament. Just get your head over the ball, man. Honestly, the Germans have done everything but shoot well. That was such a nice. I'm still enjoying that footwork from Musiala, and he's done that a couple of times this game. But no finish. Real shame, because that would have been an amazing goal. For what it's worth, if I had to get a name of a German player on the back of a shirt, I would definitely get Musiala. If nothing else, today has confirmed it. He has been their best player. Yeah. Really impressed with him. Shame about his finishing. He's had a couple of chances which he's not utilised. But there we go. So 52 minutes gone. The longer it stays 1-0, the longer I do fear somewhat for Germany. Japan, as they break here, they've got the ability to unlock the defence at pace. And here's the cross. It's unfortunately not very good. Commentator's curse there. Matt said, my theories have become more far-fetched. If they're pumping cold air into the grounds and using physics to keep the cold air at pitch level, is there a hot air current causing rising shots? Wow, Matt, I had not considered that. I mean, based on today's game, something seems off, right? There's been a lot of shots, like several. It's not completely unusual, but it feels like several shots that have just been rising as soon as they've been hit. Yeah, and both teams have skied a bunch of shots over the bar. So yeah, I mean, that would be really interesting. Certainly, I mean, a lot of the conversation I've seen from people there, even the commentators, they've talked about how notably cold that the aircon has been. I've seen, I can't remember who it was, someone talking about the fact that it felt like a December morning um, in the UK in terms of pitch level. Brock says, I'm not a big fan of the Germany shirt. From a distance, it looks like a white shirt and tie or a tuxedo. Indeed. I can see it. It has really more. Oh, here's Japan, though, on the offside. Yeah, I think I've said it a few times today. I'm not a big fan of centralized details. There's little things which, like, I'm not sure about the fact that the black central stripe is only on the front. There you go. It means that, for example, you've only got you've got gold numbers on the front, black numbers on the back, which is fine. That's not unprecedented, but no, I do like it. I think it's that shaded goal which I think works really well. I think they're offside again here. Honestly, I mean the keeper does just about. He doesn't collect it. They finally blow for offside. Yeah, I think the away you get to see that pattern a lot more. Sorry, not the pattern, the colour, the gold a lot more. Yeah, she looks pretty close there. So that's interesting. He's actually a lot closer. I thought he was more obvious there, to be honest. But anyway, play continues. So far, Germany certainly deserved their lead. Musiala deserves a goal. He's been great, but his finishing has left a lot to be desired. But his footwork and his close control have been great. Now, he is actually down here, and I hope that's not an injury because he has been, for me, man of the match. I think he's okay, but I think he got hit in the back of the head. Yeah, so those can hurt. That's Itakura, the centre back. I think he's fine. He seems to be shaking it off. But yeah, been a great half of Musiala. That's a great game, I should say. But here we go. A couple of changes. This is what Japan need to do. We've got Mitoma coming on, and also Asano. So off comes Maeda and Nagatomo. So this is going to be interesting. I think in terms of, I've been hoping we'll see Ritsu Doan. He's a favourite of mine, but nonetheless, Nagatomo, one of the old guard. But here we go with Japan straight away. They've got numbers in the box as well, and the cross comes in, and the header nowhere near. That was actually Asano, one of the subs. So instant impact, instant action for the Japanese players there. And Ito has been probably Japan's best player today. Just find a lot of joy on that right wing. The cross wasn't bad. It was a tough header though for Asano. But it looks like Japan might have changed their shape as well. It's very hard to analyse formations from the perspective of the TV broadcast, but yeah. A note there about the next game being Spain, Costa Rica. Costa Rica, I hate to say it, but from a kid perspective, very, very sad, disappointed from New Balance. New Balance, I've been singing their praises for much of this year, but not with Costa Rica. Their kits are not great. So let's say Germany now 3 against 3, but the ball's very, very wide. Musiala does well to keep it in. His footwork is so good, and he's obviously got the pace as well. And he just, honestly, he's looked world class today. Except for his finishing. Sakai tries to keep the ball from Raum, and he fails pretty badly, and it's given Germany possession now in a dangerous position. Musiala picks it off for Havertz, control. Does well, and it's hit the post. Gundogan looking for his second goal of the game. Really nice, nicely worked. Great touch. Havertz playing well actually in that role as the kind of striker. And Musiala lays it off. You'd expect Gundogan to score from there. It's a tight gap, but he squeezes it past, and it doesn't curl enough. Ends up hitting the outside of the post. But overall, it's been a big day. Like, Germany have looked good, and it's been a big day for that kind of that link-up play has looked great in the middle, and it's happening again. Great ball to Gnabry. Sorry, just about said that then. In the end, Japan deal with it just about, but that was very close there. Gnabry looking to feed Havertz in the middle. No, Germany, like, they're close control. And it looks really good. But here's a counter attack, and this is where Japan can do something. The shot. They keep rising, don't they? I think, Matt, your theory, it's seeming more and more plausible by the minute. Matt does say as well, does anyone remember Torsten Frings' goal? Yes, of course. Memorable goal from 2006 against Costa Rica. Yeah, I must say, that goal, given it was the opening game, and there was a lot to enjoy about that one. Sorry. Here we go. Here's Japan. Here's Ito on the edge of the box. Cross blocked by Schlotterbeck. So, bit of a spell of opportunity for Japan, but not capitalised yet. We've not seen Japan get into the game at all, to be honest. Germany have had, all of the ball. And even though they look dangerous in the counter, it's not a good situation to be if you're a Japan fan. Musiala, great. I mean, you can see that little Itakura there has struggled a couple of times, and that was a great example there. Just Musiala's been so good. He is, like, look at that feet, guys. Yeah, Itakura's got to be careful there. You can see there's a stat here on the screen. Total receptions between midfield and defensive lines. Musiala, 29. The most of the German team had around 20. That's how good, that's how involved he is. That's the thing. That's one thing I love about players like him, or indeed lots of Bellingham, and even, like, again, the best young players in the world, like Mbappe. They aren't afraid to actually come deep, get the ball, and they want the ball every time. I mean, that's just, that's a quality of, we're not just trying to make the headlines. Say what you want about Mbappe, but when he's at his best, he showed a bit of that in the game against Australia yesterday. He's just always involved. And there's a number of players who are in the kind of, in that bracket. If we can include Mbappe in the same bracket as Bellingham and Musiala, I think we just about can. Although he's comparatively the elder statesman in that group. But, yeah. First thing I'm doing after this game is having a quick lie down. Oh dear. I think it sounds silly, but honestly, just the anticipation of the Red Star, the whole Red Star thing is probably also weighing on my mind a bit. Here is Asano. Can he beat Rudiger? Look at Rudiger, high step in there. That is brilliant. I mean, yeah. Asano absolutely brilliantly marshalled away from Tony Rudiger. Great stuff. Yeah, honestly, even though it's the middle of the afternoon, yeah, I think the anticipation of the flight tomorrow is definitely something on my mind. As Matt says, only get an hour after more football. Life is relentless. Honestly, I despite how much I'm not enjoying aspects of this World Cup, I do love major tournaments. I love, I mean this time slot actually is pretty much perfect. I love having the morning game. Yeah, I think again for all the problems of there's a great shot of a Japan shot from I think that's 2000 from Fan of the Suns. Yeah, from a time perspective, I don't know how our friends in the States have found it because you guys have been getting up, would have had to get up very early to see some of the early games. But yeah, nice work from I can't see who that is for Japan there, but nice work. And here's Sakai back to the middle of the park, and again working it nicely. Tanaka, that is, he's been involved, but collected and Asano. Honestly, looks a little bit skittish, but it's good build-up play from Japan. It's good. That pass was excellent, and Asano should have done much better. But as it is, it's a corner, so here we go. Let's have a goal, Japan. Why not? Why not? Let's have a nice, nicely worked corner. I'm calling it now. Oof! I mean, Itakara. It was defended by Schlosserbeck, but Itakura, so Itakura, with a header which was going wide, but Schlosserbeck had to deal with it. Masters, I managed to combine the 2018 World Cup with a bout of glandular fever that meant I was safe man for the entire World Cup. It was hard work not missing the game. That is sorry to hear glandular fever, but if all the times to get it, that's a pretty good one. Muller, unsurprisingly, coming off. We've got Goretzka and Hoffman. I don't know who the other player coming off. It's Gundogan. So two of the more experienced players coming off. Sorry, I've just got a text. A good friend of mine, two friends of mine, I should say, they've just given birth to a baby boy. That's very exciting. Shout out to Kelechi and Wendy. Kelechi, and Wendy, I think. But certainly, yeah, Kelechi has been a viewer on the channel for a little while, and he's a good friend of mine. And Wendy's a good friend of ours. Anyway, shout out to them. They're probably not, well, they're definitely not watching in the hospital now. And there's only a few of us on the stream, but that's exciting. Anyway, back to the game. It's good to see Japan with a bit of position here. I mean, I think in terms of this is dangerous. This is dangerous. Coming to Sonic. Really? I mean, he's had plenty of the ball since he's come on. And who was that on the right there? Was it Sakai? I need to see here. I think it was. And he's headed it really nicely. And that battle, it's a tough one against Rudiger. But you can see there, lovely header in. And Asano, if he just... Yeah, there's nothing there. But this is really, really promising. And I mean, this is the best spell Japan had in the game by far. Ball goes in. And it's dropped. Itakura, who's also been heavily involved over the past 5 to 10 minutes. So Germany, as long as the lead is only uh, by 1 goal, it's dangerous. It's dangerous. And Germany have just got to settle down now. Japan end up stuffing out the attack, and they have the ball back. Now hopefully they can again get some possession, keep the ball a little bit as they have been doing. And that's good to see. Some nice play. Here's Ito. In the end, Schlotterbeck does well, but Germany just not quite looking. I mean, I was going to say we're not looking quite as composed, but here is Musiala. Everything comes through him. Cheeky ball to Kimmich and a great save. That lovely ball over the top. No offside call, and the keeper does well again. Honestly, well, really, really strong goalkeeping all round. And a header and another good save. And Gnabry again. What an amazing sequence from Gonda in goal. Multiple top class saves. Let's have a look again. So Musiala, as you said, everything good is coming through him. Kimmich, delightful ball. And Gnabry, you think he's going to take a shot. He actually plays it back. And it's Goretzka who initially has a shot saved. Gnabry then has a shot saved. It's a bit messy from Sakai. It gives Musiala a chance to play the ball over. Comes back in. Gnabry with both a header and a shot. So 3 opportunities for Gnabry. 4, I guess, if you count the one he played back. Gonda equal to each of them. Could that be significant in the game? Quite possibly. Quite possibly. We do have Ritsu Doran. I was calling for this at the start of the game, so here we go. I would love it if he got a goal. Why not? He has honestly been excellent for Freiburg. Yeah. Let's do it. Let's go Doran. But Germany certainly will be looking to get their own goal this half. Ito has not stopped running. He has looked great on the right wing. Certainly my player of the half of the game. I keep saying the half. Player of the game for Japan so far. Gnabry can't get it past Itakura, although there's a bit of is that Musiala? No, we hope he's not injured. I think he's okay, but it's very messy. No one quite able to collect it. Anyway. Apologies, guys. So there's been plenty of talking points recently, despite not having another goal in the game. But Hansi Flick looks a little bit nervous, and it must be said again, with only a 1-goal lead, I just fancy Japan to score here. It would be somewhat against them on the play, but they've shown enough fight to maybe think they've got it in them. Here they go now with Kamada. They've still got it. Endo. Great, really good ball and a great chance. Oh no, they've not. It was a great save from Neuer, and then I was so hoping that the rebound would be put away. And as Matt says, another piece of evidence for the hot air theory. Honestly, Matt, since you said it, yeah. Look at this. This was Ito, who's had a great game and a terrible, this touch and shot. I mean, it was deflected as well. Huge save from Neuer. And then, the finish was unbelievably bad. Wow. Was that the chance? Plenty of time to go, and Japan have certainly, in the last 15 minutes, have picked it up. big time. Gutted though, because that really did look like, if not the opportunity, well, I don't think you're going to get many better opportunities. I don't know whether the fact there was his teammate right next to him, which maybe put him off somewhat, but yeah, Ito did ever so well. Here we go, another sub for Japan, and it's actually Minamino, Takumi Minamino, formerly, of course, at Liverpool. This is great. What a positive sub. So Sakai, the right back, comes off. On comes Minamino, and I can't tell exactly from yet, but it looks like it is going to be 3 at the back for Japan. So love to see it. This is a proper. Well, I mean, they've got to go for it, haven't they? And they're looking good. And here's it's cut away. Sorry, attack is cut off by Schlotterbeck, but Japan looking good. This is exciting. There's real momentum here, and now with an extra player in the attack, could we see something? Really nicely worked. Oh, and it's a great shot. Yes, they've scored. They've scored. They've done it, and it's Ritsu Dan. We talked about him at the start, and he came on and he scored, and they deserve it. Wow, what a moment. Great goal. And they had the numbers, they had the energy. That's great. Beautiful stuff. And you can see the fans going crazy. It's just so good to see. So happy, finally a shot stayed down. Ritsu Darren, I told you guys. I told you. He is the man of the moment. I am so happy to see that. I mean, Neuer again with a good save, but it's just like look at the numbers in the box here. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4 guys there, and even though Neuer does parry the shot or the cross, I should say, Ritsu Dan, no mistake. Yes, what a goal! What a goal! It's funny, many of you know I collect Firebug shirts. I try and pick up a Firebug shirt every year. If I wasn't sure before, I now will almost certainly get Ritsu down or Doan on the back of my shirt this year. Look at the fans. What a great moment. Now, hopefully, obviously, there's plenty of time left. Hopefully, if you're a Japan fan or sort of rooting for Japan like I am today, I won't lie. They calm down, and I mean the way the last 10 minutes have unfolded. Why not try and get a winner? I understand. I can understand them wanting to sit back now and play for the draw, but in fact, sorry, I'm not even changed the scoreboard. That's how. There we go. I was going to say that's how distracted I was by what happened. So 1-1. What a moment. Germany, we know they're capable, and if anything, they actually. Well, but I say that, and here come Japan, and here comes a counter-attack. This is great, and they've got the numbers. This is the thing now. Since they brought on Minamino for Sakai, it's given them a real attacking shape. And honestly, Mitoma, their number 9 on the left, he's looking pretty nice. It's worked well. There is Minamino. Good little ball from them, and they've got the ball again. And in the end, it's well defended. But there's some nice, like that left side is looking pretty tasty now with Minamino and Mitoma. This is great. The game has completely shifted. There was a real kind of, well, for the first half, Japan couldn't get the ball. The second half, Germany looking very good. But now, I see a double sub. And Musiala and Havertz, who've both played very well. Musiala's been excellent for Germany. here comes Mario Götze. Great to see him back on the biggest stage. And also coming on for Germany is Niklas Füllkrug. I've done a terrible job of pronouncing his name there, but he's come on as well. So, with just over 10 minutes to go, this is exciting. Will we have a winner? Will we have a late winner? Small thing, but I think from a kit perspective, it does make a big difference having like a goal at the very least. Like for a World Cup kit, I mean, you know, it's always a bit sad if some of the best kits don't have any goals scored in them. Japan have to be careful here. Nabri looking good, and there is Yoshida, the captain. They're going to have a lot of defending to do in this final 10 plus minutes. I mean, knowing the extra time here, we're looking at least 20 minutes. Oh wow! I must say that was a great goal from Duran, and I'm so happy. Like personally, I talked him up in the build up, and that's great to see him score now. Really good. He's dangerous from set pieces, and he certainly has the height to cause some issues. In the end, it just sort of cannons off his head. But Goretzka, so they've got some real physical presences in there. Do Germany? Look at the Japanese fans there. Absolutely brilliant. What a moment. And it's not over yet. It's not over yet. Here's a Takura. And is Ito onside? I don't know. The flag stayed down. Ito has been absolutely brilliant. Player of the game for Japan, I would say. Yes, the subs that have come on have been great. Duran included, of course, the goal scorer. But Ito has been... He has not stopped, and he looks just as fresh as he did at the start of the game. So excellent. And it's funny, I talked about if I was to get a German player on the back of a Germany shirt, I'd get Musiala. I think if I was to get a Japan player, it would probably be Duran because of the Freiburg connection, but Ito would be next on the list for sure. Guys, I'm hyped. I was feeling a bit sleepy. I even said it on stream. But now, as we approach the closing moments of this game, very, very exciting stuff. Let's see what Germany can do. Not much, it seems. Not much. Götze there. Raum at left back. Is that a good game for Germany? That has been a productive area for them. But Japan, great to see. I mean, I must say as well, the quality, the depth they have is very strong. When you've got the likes of Mitoma, Minamino, and Duran to come off the bench, that says a lot about the depth that they have. Very, very exciting. Can they find a winner? Why not? I mean, here we go. This is Asano, and he's done it. Oh my goodness! I did not give him a chance there as he picked up the ball. I was just expecting. It sounds bad, but he's had a few chances this game and he's done terribly. But then when it counts, he delivers. And what a moment! Japan take the lead. They come back from 1-0 down against Germany of all people. What a finish! And Asano, you have redeemed yourself and some. 2-1. Let's actually remember to change the scoreline here. Wow. Wow, what a moment. And just honestly guys, to see the change, the way that Japan have risen to the occasion, it's not undeserved at all. And sorry, I'm just looking at the goal. Wow, what? And the thing is, he was played onside. Oh, what a finish! What a moment for that man's career. The angle was so tight, and he slotted it in. It's a shame there's not many of us here on the stream today. That's okay. Um, uh, yeah, but what a moment. Um, Matt, I think at this point, currently it's just me and you here. And I must say, I appreciate not only you watching, but your comments as well, Matt. Thank you so much, my friend. Uh, yeah, he says, that was awesome. Move to the net finishes, synonymous with World Cups in my head. No clue why. Yeah, I hear you, I hear you. What? Oh, I'm buzzing. Right, I'm telling you what, guys. I am after this game, and they're probably going to sell out now. But I'm going to buy a Japan home shirt with a name set. I might try and get a replica this time. I don't know. But yeah, I am so. I mean, I hope they now hold on for the win because it would be quite sad if they lose after this. But oh, what a moment! I'm just buzzing. That was so. I mean, both goals were really nice. I mean, in some ways, shades of the Argentina Saudi Arabia game, of course. Different circumstances and much more of an upset in that game. But the way that Saudi came back from 1-0 down, and the goals were really good as well. That's what I've loved about both this game so far and the Argentina game. The goals that was got to be really good. And it was actually two. It's funny, there are more similarities. The penalty, it was two penalties for, in this case for Argentina and now Germany. But the underdogs have scored the great goals. JPR. Oh, great to have you here, JPR. It's selling out 100%, guys. You heard it here first. Not to build up too much hype, but basically, I mean, to be honest, really, I should be trying to buy it now. I'm gonna have to tap up my friends in Japan to try and pick up one and get it shipped over if I can't find them here. But yeah, JPR, good to have you here as well, mate. Thank you. As I said to Matt, honestly, guys, if I'm honest, I think I expected a few more views, and I maybe need to realize I'm not really a watch along channel. That's fine, and I don't blame people in that sense. But thank you, because having you guys honestly makes all the difference. So thank you. I really do mean that, because again, it is literally just a few of us, and it has been quite quiet. The game's deserved a big crowd, but that's okay. Let's see how the game finishes. But anyway, JPR, after all that, saying still here, a huge win for Japan and for that kit, indeed. Wow. I am. Well, I just hope that they hang on now for a famous result. Germany, they. I mean, there was some notable struggles, of course, at the last World Cup. Will it be another World Cup for them to forget? What a moment. Asano. That whole sequence, and he took it so well, and at first I wasn't sure if it was offside, and then I kind of thought he's not going to score from there, is he? But he does. What? Oh, course for a penalty. Nothing given. Wow. And that was Ritsu Dan, my man, Ritsu Dan. Matt says, I think it wasn't counted in the view numbers because I was on my phone. I think it counts as view number. Interesting, Matt. Yeah, maybe that is. I mean, to be honest, even though the numbers have been quite small on the counter there, yesterday's stream did get a few hundred views total, which I was happy about. So is what it is. As I say, I think given yeah, it's learning for me to take away for sure. But honestly, just having you guys commented about the game and others, um, it is a huge thing. So thank you. Know that it's very much appreciated. Wow, wow. I'm just buzzing. I'm absolutely buzzing, and there's still plenty of time left in this game. Again, given the extra time scenarios we've been having, oh, we could be seeing a long time, and it could be painful. But here comes Makoko, sorry, for Nabry. Late roll of the dice for Hamsy Flick. Makoko. Is it Makoko or Makuku? Tomato. I'm not sure how best to pronounce his name, but very, very talented young player. One of the youngest players of the tournament, I believe, and certainly a player who has a huge future ahead of him. Were he to do anything in this game, that would go a long way to cementing his growing reputation. There is full crew. Not much there from the header. What I mean, to be in the stadium now. I said about the fact that the stage, some of the stages have been quite empty, but the atmosphere from the very quiet stream I've got next to me sounds electric. Oh wow! Matt saying, Adidas sent me a one-use discount code this morning. Difficult not to get carried away with the excitement. I mean, Matt, honestly, if I was you, I would use it. I would use it on the Japan shirt. Yeah, if you're not going to buy anything with it and it has an expiry date, send it my way. But no, seriously, don't buy into the hype if you don't want the shirt. I'm building up the hype, of course, as I'm saying that, so that's a bit hypocritical. But yeah, discount codes come and go. But yeah, I mean, literally, when this stream ends, I'm going to be trying to get the shirt. Again, if I can't, I think given that I've got the authentic away, I'll probably get the replica home. But I'd like to get a name set as well. But I'll probably, because I mean, it was a bit expensive getting it from Japan. Yeah, so we'll see. JPR says, been relying on your commentary, streaming the match and the connection is a bit dodgy. JPR, that's good to hear. Yeah, I'm glad I could provide that. My very haphazard, some sort of ill-informed commentary. But we've got 6 more minutes to play, 7 minutes total of stoppage time. At least. Japan, no doubt, will be trying to slow the game down a little bit. Oh, this would be a great result. Not as big an upset as the Argentina game, but certainly up there. In Japan, they're no strangers to upsets, of course. Their run in 2002. I say they run. It wasn't quite a big run as their co-host South Korea, but yeah, they've had upsets in the past, of course. But they're a good side, and they've deserved it. Germany, yes, have been great, but their finishes let them down. And to be honest, Japan themselves have not been that great in the finishing department overall. But when it counted, they have delivered. And Asano with the incredible winner hit. Will they get a third? Here comes Asano again. And he's quite smartly just making sure he doesn't just give the ball straight away. And his down, he's going to keep the ball for a little bit. Plays it inside nicely there to Endo. Oh, a nice idea to get the ball in. Christian says, how do you think this will affect Spain versus Costa Rica game? Great question, Christian. I mean, obviously, if you're the players or the manager of those teams, you don't want to let it affect you at all as much as possible. But having said that, I mean, you'd expect, of course, Spain will be both teams will be buoyed by the result. It mixes things up really well. Here's Goretzka, but it's defended. Oh gosh, and I'm just checking what's happening here. I'm not sure exactly. Phil Krug is seems to be suggesting there was a handball. Or was it for the foul? Sorry, for the foul. So Christian, I think, if Japan do win this game, of course that puts both teams, I would say, in a better position. I say that. I mean, if you're Costa Rica, well, I mean, Costa Rica, sadly, I don't think they're going to qualify. But for Spain, it puts them in the driver's seat for sure. You know, in the group stage, lots of things can happen. I don't think it's necessarily going to be significant. You know, on paper, Germany should still have a good chance of qualifying. But then again, you know, Japan, you definitely fancy them against Costa Rica, and you know, I mean, again, they've got to see this game out. But I mean, ultimately, guys, this means we're more likely a win for Japan means we're more likely to see the away shirt. That's a good situation. But the home shirt now also goes into some sort of level of what's the word? Not notoriety, the positive version of notoriety. Yeah, it's going to be interesting how everything plays out. Indeed, Christian, I think the biggest thing which this does is just keeps things exciting for the group. The last thing you want at any major tournament is all the favourites winning all the time. And already this World Cup, we've seen enough to suggest that that's not going to be the case. With Saudi Arabia, of course, yesterday and now Japan, potentially today, but there's still a few minutes and a lot can happen. Oh, it's so close. And I mean, Goretzka, who's had a couple of chances. Oh, so close. And as the seconds tick away, that might have been the last chance for Germany. He should have done better there. You'd expect him to do better. He's got plenty in his locker, Goretzka. And I mean, going back, we talked about the significance of Donda, the Japanese keeper. That fantastic spell of saves that he had, notably against Nabari. And look at how significant that is now. That was potentially a game-winning sequence for the keeper. Great block. Is that Ito again? Because, or is that Darren? I couldn't see from the very small screen that I've got on my computer here. What a game! What a game! For all the problems of this World Cup, and there have been many problems, it has delivered some moments already on the pitch in match day 1. And this will live long in the memory. Christian says, also here in Costa Rica, the motivation is really, really high, so I hope the team at least gives hard games to Spain and Japan. Yeah, Christian, honestly, I shouldn't have been so dismissive, really, saying because actually, at the end of the day, Costa Rica are in here on merit, in the World Cup on merit, and this result proves that an upset is possible. Yeah, so good luck to you, my friend, in those games. And yeah, that's the best we can hope for, isn't it? That your nation gives a good account of themselves. For what it's worth, I follow New Zealand. I'm half Kiwi, and I don't forget. You know, it was a funny situation, but the unbeaten run when we had 3 draws in South Africa, that was just mad. You know, we drew against the likes of Italy and Slovenia. I forget who the other team was now, but yeah, we were unbeaten in 2010. That was funny. But yeah. Underdog stories, honestly, they're the best thing about World Cup. Senegal in 2002, another one which again I'll never forget. So, just hoping now Japan can defend this free kick. Neuer's up as well. Oh, they've oh my goodness! I was panicking for a second there, as I think it was Surla. I couldn't see who it was, but. Yeah, it was Nicolas Surla who had the ball, and Japan players are down. We've all seen these tactics before, but it's onside, and Neuer was close, to be honest, and excellent defending. Excellent. Oh, look at the scenes on the bench. Wow. Oh, come on, Japan. Neuer stayed up in his McDonald's kit. One more corner, one more chance to defend for Japan. And the punch is great. From Donda, who's had a Gonda, sorry, not Donda. Gonda, who's had a great game, but it's not over yet. Another nice touch in defence for Minamino. And they've won it! They've won it! GG Japan. Indeed, Christian. Thanks for stopping by, mate. All the best for your game now. What a game! What a result! I am just, I'm just over the moon for Japan. They deserved it. When it mattered, they came up clutch. Excellent tactical substitutions, and at the end of the day, from a shirt perspective, which is what this channel is all about, the best thing that could have happened. So, guys, I'm going to sign off there. I need to get straight to Twitter to post some content, but thank you so much for you guys who've stuck around from the start or tuned in. Even though it's been a small crowd today, it's been a blast. And thank you again, not only for watching, but those who have commented. Shout out, especially Matt and JPR, Christian as well at the end there. Yeah, all the best. Don't forget, guys, I'm going to be away in Paris for the next week now with Red Star. I can't wait for that. You'll be seeing stuff on Twitter, especially. But yeah, that's to come. I'm going to sign off now. But thank you for watching so much. And yeah, I'll see you very soon. Take care.